Good morning. Uh, as the professor Liu, when she introduced my major subject area, there seems that Confucian, Taoism, and Buddhism, and I Ching, and modern Chinese philosophy, it seems that include all the Chinese philosophy. So I think if we study very hard, we will think it's not true. People always cannot have so many fields with skill. So I need to explain it. Actually, I teach history of Chinese philosophy for quite a long time, and many, many times, again and again. The whole history of Chinese philosophy, since pre-Qin, then Hai Dynasty, and Tang, and Buddhist philosophy, then Songming, Neo Confucian philosophy, then modern Chinese philosophy. So I need to understand all the schools in Chinese philosophy. But when I'm doing this, I find that there's one thing very important, even important than the knowledge about the traditional Chinese philosophy. It is the methodology of Chinese philosophy. I mean, how to study it. The point is how to make them become a kind of philosophy could be introduced and communicate in today's society, international academical society. So I think actually my expert field is methodology of Chinese philosophy. Through my study of all the philosophical systems or philosophical texts, I always try to find some interpretational systems which are all based on some basic philosophical problems. Based on those basic philosophical problems, I think I can find what the philosopher is talking. Because any theory based on his question, his inquiry about some fundamental question, then he give his thought, then he give his answer, then they form a theoretical system. We call it philosophy. So any theory starting from a question. The question is mostly important. If there is no question, there is not speculation. Philosophy through the work of speculation. Then they got their theory. What's their conclusion is important, but what even important is the way they do their thing. It's the procedure of their speculation. So when they're doing this, they must have the consciousness of question very clearly. But when we take a look back to the history of Chinese philosophy, we find that Confucian, Taoism, and Buddhism, they argue with each other years and years, general and general, age and age. They always fight. They think their theory are in conflict. And not only the conflict between different schools, but also theoretical argument happened in the same school. In the Confucian tradition, Cheng Zhu and Lu Wang, they are well known as two different schools. They fight with each other. And their disciples do this debate again and again, and even till today. So I always think that all these debate or argument are mistake because based on the wrong understanding about the other philosopher's question. You are not asked the same question. So you have different suggestions. It's not means that your theory are in conflict. You have a different idea. It's not this. It's not just this. It's just based because you have different philosophical question, philosophical problem. So during the past 20 to 30 years, just since when I was at your age, graduate student, master degree and doctor degree, I focus on this question till now, almost 30 years. So I think I have some understanding and some theoretical result to deal with this problem. That is methodology of Chinese philosophy. And this is the topic I want to give you today. So I have a theoretical system to talk about the Chinese philosophy. And this is based on 4 basic philosophical problems. I wonder if any one of you have ever heard about this before. I had create 4 basic philosophical problems to deal with Chinese philosophy. So some of you have ever seen it before. Thank you. But actually, I think it's a complex system and a little difficult to be understood. So although my outline starting from the interpretational system, then follow with how to verify it. A problem of verification is, of course, a problem of epistemology. It's an epistemological problem. This is what I am doing too. From the methodology of Chinese philosophy, then turn to epistemological study of Chinese philosophy. My outline, the first, I'm going to give a systematical system, which is also an interpretational system to understand Chinese philosophy. And then I want to talk about how to verify Chinese philosophy, to make it as a true philosophical system. And then I want to talk about the third subject. It is applicability, which means that I have the competence to resolve all the conflict between different schools and also to resolve the conflict in the same school. That's because I think all the different philosophy, they deal with some particular philosophical problem based on the vision of their life, the things they concern the most. Actually, we can say that different school based on some different level in a society, or based on their different concern about the problem of their life. So today, I think I want to introduce my methodological system from here. I want to tell you what I think the Maoist school, Confucian school, and Zhuangzi's philosophy, Laozi's philosophy, and legal school, and then Buddhist school, what those schools are really concerned about. What kind of life problem they ask to themselves, and then give the answer for it. And why this kind of question evolve? I will say that just based on their level in the society, their character in the society. they play different characters. Then they concern different ability, different effect. So it forms different philosophical system. This is I think I need to introduce this part at first, then go back to how to make their theory become a philosophical system theory, which means they could be theoretically deductive. Okay. By the way, I will introduce the last part of today's lecture. It is selectivity, which means that all the Chinese philosophical schools are philosophy of life, philosophy of human life. So they are full of the guidance to our daily life. Actually, they give us how to live a better life or to become a better person, even become a perfect, even to get a perfect personality like a stage. So all the schools, philosophy, ask us to follow with it. And I have a position, theoretical position, that all their talking is correct, are all truth. But we cannot, at any particular time, follow all of those schools' teaching. So how to make a choice at our special life period? What kind of problem we face? When we face some kind of problem, then which philosophical schools system, a theory, could be used at that moment for us? So this is the fourth part and the last part I want to tell you. And in today's lecture, this is the fourth part. I mean, how to choose. At any situation, choose which philosophical system to help you to resolve your life problem. This is the fourth part. Okay, now I'm going to go back to the third part. I want to start today's lecture at here. Anyway, by the way, I think I should say something about this. In my methodology of Chinese philosophy, I try to establish an interpretational system of Chinese philosophy. Based on this interpretational system, I want to make all the school theory being reconstructed, clear, and then they could have a theoretical coherence in their school. And their theorizing job is done by this. But even the theory could be constructed, completed, but we still can question that the whole system, the whole philosophy are true or not. Since they are all being used on human life, so to verify it should go into people's practice, people's daily life. I mean, to do the logical reflection about the theory, whether it's complete, coherent, or not, is one thing. To give ourselves an experience in our real life, then to know they are truth is another thing. And it's even important. No, I don't need to say even important. They are all important itself. So this is the second part I think it's important to discuss the Chinese philosophy, to make Chinese philosophy modernized. and could join into today's international philosophical academical system. So these two parts, I think they are all epistemological problems. It's a kind of epistemological approach, the concern of epistemology in the study of Chinese philosophy. When I say epistemology, we know that at Western philosophical tradition, Western philosophical history, Descartes asks this kind of question. Inquire about the ability of our knowing, how people can know, what things people can know, and to reevaluate the recognizability of human beings. If the things people cannot know, then the truth is not truth. So you should know it by yourself. This is kind of epistemological inquiry. But during the past 2,000 years of Chinese philosophical tradition, we never do this kind of reflection. But today we should do it. But although we should do it, we still need to have the confidence that the Chinese philosophy saying is truth. But if we could do the epistemological reflection, then make its truth even better. So this is what I think I'm doing. But this is the second part I want to talk about it today. Then, all the Chinese philosophy is philosophy of life, so we should use it. And actually, they are coming from the experience of daily life. And each philosopher's experience go back to his character in the society. So I want to try to give a theory to tell why this school have this kind of philosophy, just based on his character in the society. So this is the third part I'm going to say today. Okay, so now I'm go directly to the third section of my lecture today. We know there are lots of Chinese philosophical schools, Mohism, and Confucianism, and Taoism, and Buddhism, and the legal school. Today I want to choose 6 Chinese philosophical schools to give this introduction, because these 6 philosophical schools concern just very very perfect, could be connect to our understanding about the level of people's character in the society. And this is a model, a theoretical model. I find it from the book of I Ching. In the book of I Ching, it gives us 6 levels to talk about the human daily life, to people's character. The first level, you just go into a society, a unit, or you just go into government. You just go into your company as a new coming. You're just a beginner. So you are at the lower level of this society. Then after some period of time, after you have do your starting job, then you know something about this government, this company. Then you give some authority to do something represented this company, this government. Anyway, you become a formal staff, or you become an officer of this company. So at this moment, you go to the second level. And maybe after several years, you are quite familiar with this role. You feel not very interesting about it. So you retire this position. You want to be a free worker. Maybe you still stay in the company. Maybe you have retired to go home to open a small store to sell the things you like, to do the things you want to do. Anyway, you become free again. You are not any kind of officer in any company. Then it's another style of life. In I Ching's theory, it's the third level. You are not officer. You are an individual with your own freedom. This is the third level. But when you go to the fourth level, it means that you join the upper level of the government, of the company. You belong to the upper level. You are the organizer of this company. You got much more authority, much more power. Belong to high-level management group. When you go into the fourth level, you are quite ability. Your skill, your knowledge are being trust, so you can go to this high level. When you are at this position, your philosophy of life will be changed. When you are at the position of the second level, just a local officer, you will have your philosophy of life. But when you are at the fourth level, you are not an officer of local government. You are the officer of central government, high-level government. So you will have different idea about your life, the way you treat others. So this is the fourth level of our people's character in his society. Then maybe you are lucky or unlucky. Anyway, you become the fourth level, which means you are the boss of this company. You are the king of this country. So there is only one person can play this role at this stage. Only one person. You have the biggest responsibility on your shoulder. And all the things, good or bad, the responsibility belongs to you. Every good thing is just because you do very good. But everything is bad, it's just because your leadership is in trouble. So you take all the responsibility on your shoulder because you are the king. And when you go into the sixth level, which means that maybe the boss of the company, he want to in charge the things anymore. He give his authority to another boss or to his children or any other person. He just retire from the to go back to his own position, not in front of the people, in front of all the officers, in front of the other company. Anyway, he stayed a little behind. So this is the sixth level. At this period of time, people should think the things of himself, not the things of the company, not the things of the country anymore. He should think he's getting old, and maybe, not maybe, it must have that day he will be dying. So take a look on the whole life. There's still anything he didn't do it well, so he needs to make it better, because it's the latest moment for him to do something about the relationship with any person he concerned very much. So this time he should make his vision go back to his inner mind, to his his inner life himself, for himself, to live for himself, not to for the country, for the company anymore. He should do things for himself. At this moment, there is another philosophical school. I think their concern is focusing on this problem. Okay, I used the book of Yi Jin's sixth level of social character to form a theoretical model. And now I want to tell you that I think just to have six Chinese philosophical schools, their concern could be introduced one by one, just at this sixth level. The first is Mohist school. Yeah, we understand that Mohist school, they reject any kind of war, never attack any other country. People should love each other. And then people's daily life should fruitfulness, not waste too much. And people should follow the director of the king. But the king should send good officers to guide us. So all the things Mohist philosophy is talking about are all based on the common people's viewpoint. The common people just want this kind of things. No more. You just give me a good daily life. And I am not an officer, and I will not fight with you, and I will never against you. I just want to obey you. But please give me a good life. If you don't give me a good life, I still can't do anything to you. But I must tell you that there is God, there is super creature, there is ghost. They will against your rule. So this is people's thinking, common people's point of view to fight against with the empire. It's the only thing they can say, and the only hope for them to have a good king is maybe there is super creature, divine creature, the God, the ghost will help people to control the king. These are Mohist philosophy. So I want to say that it's just common people's standpoint, based on common people's standpoint, to say the things they need. Okay, then I want to introduce the Confucian school's philosophy. Confucian school's philosophy based on those intelligence with skill, with idea, with ability. They are well-trained people with knowledge, with idea. They wish that the country could be ruled well and people have good life. They concern people's life is the most important thing. The purpose to have a country just because the country could take care of people. So the Confucian's philosophy concerned about people at first. And they wish that they can help the king to rule the country. They are management. They are officers. And they don't think that they will have the ruling power. It just belongs to the king. King, you have authority of all the country, but you give me some power. Let me help you to organize our country, to make a good policy, to let people have a good life. So the character of Confucian is officers. So I say they are officers' point of view to say those kind of Confucian's theory. Now let me turn to the third school. It's a philosopher, Zhuangzi. We always know that Zhuangzi is a philosophy of is a freedom. Zhuangzi's philosophy is kind of philosophy of freedom. He wants his personal freedom. He never wants to join a bureaucracy. He doesn't want to play a role in the government. So he's a philosopher. He's a poet. He's an artist. This kind of thing. So if a person, he himself is a genius, a musician, a literature, a writer, a poet, or very skilled in his martial, or he always do the meditation, he practice qigong very well. This kind of person will fit Zhuangzi's philosophy very well. If you are this kind of person, you will choose Zhuangzi's philosophy. If you are Zhuangzi, you will create this kind of philosophy. So when we talk about Confucius philosophy, it's in the government system. But when we talk about Zhuangzi's philosophy, it's non-government system. When we talk about Mohist philosophy, it still not belong to government system. It's just the local, the common people make their wish to the king, to the government, ask you, please give me a good life. And my role is just a common people. And Confucian's philosophy, my role is an officer. I want to be an officer. I'm not a ruler. I'm not a king, but I'm a good management. I can help you to rule the country well. Because the purpose of a country is just to give a good life to to people, to your people. But the philosophy of Zhuangzi is the purpose of life is no purpose. People just live his own life. Is any kind of person, then he live any kind of a life. But he could be skilled, run for his personal goal, never based on society. They are all prejudice. And never evaluate your life through the idea of society, because they are all prejudice. Anytime you feel uncomfortable, it's just because you compare your life with others. Never do it again. Never compare yourself with others. Never use society's standards to evaluate yourself. You are just belong to yourself. You belong to the creator. You belong to the nature. You and the nature are unique. And when the nature creates you, he never have any purpose. So take a look at yourself from the point of view of the nature. Then you will find that you are just the same with any others. And human beings, animal, plants, water, fire, wine, anything are all belong to nature. You come from nature. Originally, you are just some earth, soil. And after your death, you will become soil again. So everyone is equal. Don't feel bad or don't feel good than others. then you can be free. Based on this kind of mind, run for your skill. You can be an artist, a musician, a writer, a poet, any kind of person. Run for yourself. Never let standpoint of the society limit your genius. This is strongest philosophy. So this kind of person with this kind of personality, he of course will create this kind of philosophy. Now I'm going to give the fourth score. It's Lao's score. Lao's score, I want to say that he become the high-level position, the officer of a high-level position. People at this level are all with ability and with authority. So, since they have so many resources, so many power in their hand, they always very easily fight with each other. They never work together well, cooperate with the other high-level officer. If a country's high-level officers never work together, this country will not be strong. If a company's high-level management don't work with others, don't cooperate with each other, this company will not earn money. But people at this position will become more greedy, more selfish than the level than the local level officers, because they can get even large benefits, even much money, even more power. So they become more greedy. But if they can be unselfish, in other words, he could be a good leader. Any person at this level, if he can be non-selfish, he just do things for the benefit of the company. And when they got some credit, it's for his boss. When they have some power, he will share with the other officers. When he got any benefit, he could give it to his followers. Then anyone will like him, will wish him to stay at his position forever and ever. Because the hard things has done by him, but benefit could get for us. He leave all the good things to us. So people at any different level will wish that he stay at this position forever and ever. It's the best things for all of us. So this is the wisdom of Lao Tzu. Lao Tzu just want to give, never want to take. Confucius want to give and also want to take, but he's not going to take any personal benefit. He just want to take the reputation. He wants the honor. So the purpose of a Confucian to do the things for the country for two purposes. The welfare of the people and the reputation, the honor for himself. This is the Confucian's mind. But a Lao Tzu's mind, actually he has already been put on a high level position. The honor of himself, not important so much anymore. Actually, he has already got very good fame, but people around him will not think it as it. Then at this situation, he never need to take care too much about his own fame, his own honor, his own reputation. Because if you want this too much, then people around you will think you have got too much. You have a reputation. You have power. You have ability. You have everything. People will jealous. So at this level, you should only do one thing, is to do the things itself, to make people being take care well, to give good policy to the country and make people have good life. As for your personal benefit or personal honor, it doesn't matter. Let the people around you, those greedy high-level officers, to have it, to own it. When they got that, got money, got honor, they will love to give you the authority to do the things for the good of people. You just do it. But any other good things belongs to you. Then you and them have a balance about ability and money and power and the people's good life and honor. This is smart. This is a kind of wisdom. Understand? I want to say that if you underlie this philosophy, you could be a high-level officer forever and ever. People always want to jump on the high-level officer's position, but they always fail to keep his position. It's just because he's greedy too. His desire is too much. Never restrict his own desire. So when people think you got too much, they will push you down. They don't want you to live there anymore. Okay. This the second level is philosophy. This kind of character, I think that Lao's philosophy just fit to this kind of character. Now I want to go to the fifth level in Yi Jing's model. The fifth position is the position of king, is the role of king. A king, only one person, rule the whole country. This position got all power, all the resource, everything. So all the people around him want to take the things from him, want to cheat him, or want to push him, or want him to pity them, to give them things. So it's the most difficult role to play in the world. Actually, if you are not a superhero with superpower, or maybe some magic power, you better not to be a king. A king is a very, very dangerous career. Is a very dangerous role. There is a philosopher named Han Bei. His book named Han Bei's the best book of law school. Han Bei just told us in his understanding, the king died on the bed, died naturally, just because he's getting old and sick. Then he died on the bed. No more than the half. No more than the half king is died naturally. This means that they are dying by being killed. So it's very dangerous. His son maybe want to kill him because his son want to be a new king. And his brother also that has the possibility to be a king. So maybe his brother want to kill him. And the king of other country, of course, I want to destroy your kingdom. I want to take all the people, all the land of your country. So many persons want the king to lose his power, even lose his life. So it's too dangerous. The most dangerous role to play in this world. But if you are this kind of person, what should you do? All those philosophical schools in Chinese philosophy, only legal school, tell this king how to deal with this situation. Confucius and Mencius, Mengzi always say something to the king. Han Fei always say things to the king. But these two different philosophers has two different purposes to talk to the king. Mengzi talk to the king. Just want him to have good heart, be kindness. Then you give all your power to me. I help you to rule the country. Then you will unite all the country, be the top, best king in the world. Mengzi's policy is, I rule the country for you. Han Fei, his policy is to tell you how to rule the country. Because people around you are not good guys. Very high percentage of them want you to die. They will hurt you. So you need to have the skill to control your people, control your officer. So Han Fei give the king, you should have law, and you should have authority, have power, and you should have skill. And when you use the law, which means that give a good policy, and these policies are offered by your officer. If any policy they promise you to do, then they do it well. You should reward him. You should give him higher position or more money. Reward him generously. But if they fail to do the things they promise you to do, you should punish them. And never with pity. Even take their life. If you do things in this way, your officer will never cheat you again. And they will always be loyal to you. But if you are a lazy person, you ask the others to punish or to reward the people, then people will be afraid of the one who punished them and will love the one who reward them. So he will be their leader. You lose your power. So you cannot be a lazy person. You should do these kind of things by yourself. But all the things about the country should be done by your officer. So when Han Fei say this, he take the officers role just an instrument, not a purpose. But monks, in monks' world, I am the purpose. I want to help the king to rule the country well, to make the people have good life. This is my purpose. And through this, I got my honor. I have my reputation. So I myself is the purpose too. But in Han Fei's theory, all the officers are just instruments, not purpose. So their honor, even their virtue, is not most important. How many enemy they can kill for you? How many money they can earn for you? That's just only important things. A king should evaluate his officers by the things they can do for you, not by their virtue, their purpose. It's not important. So when I realize it, I will never do the debate from Confucian to legal school again. Why? Because they play different character, different role. They stay at different level of a society. If you are in the position of king, you should think things in this way. If you are in the position of a local officer, of course you should have honor. You won't help people, and then people think you do things very well, and then you got your honor. Then I will tell you that. When you are a local officer, you can become a hero. Because people know the things are done by you, and you help us. So you are our hero. Our hero. Adore you. So we like you. We love you. You are our hero. Hero. But when you are stayed in a high-level officer, please keep your mind clear. You cannot be hero again. Because the only thing you want is just things be done well, not your personal honor. If you are still hero in people's mind, your boss or the king will then will worry very much whether you want to take my position or not. And the other high-level officers, they will worry about you. Are you going to be our boss? Will we lose our power? Things you seems to take all the power away. So you need to cooperate with all the other high-level officers. You can do the things well, but don't want to have the honor anymore. So it's very strange that when you are a young person, you always got honor. But when you are aged, you become higher level officers. You lose your honor. But actually, you really have high level position. You earn even more money. You got even more power, more authority. You should know all of these are truths, are real. The honor are not real things, and it may hurt you. So be polite. Respect all the others. Let other people seems higher than you, seems more important than you, then you will have very good relationship with all the person. Then you will have a better life. You can play your role more easily because no other people want to pull you down, want to hurt you. because all the things they find, you give to them. You are the one come to give, not the one come to take. This is the difference between a local officer and a high-level officer. Okay, now I want to introduce Buddhist philosophy. To talk about this, I need to say that Confucius played a role in the government system. Lao Tzu played a role in the government system. But Zhuangzi, he doesn't need a government. He doesn't need a government. Any people enjoy his philosophy, his artist, his musician, then he can have money. He could earn money easily, even not very rich, but have a nice life is okay. And if he is a musician, he can play his music in this country, then go to another country, all over the world. He can live his life everywhere. So he doesn't need government. I mean, he doesn't need to play a role in the government. But a Confucian, if he loses the position at government, it's a serious thing. Mengzi has said that. Confucian always well prepared to have a position in any government, in any country. But he always loses his hope. But of course it is a sad thing, but it is history. But it doesn't mean that Confucian doesn't want to play a role in the government. Because a Confucian is just the one to help the king to rule the country. So this kind of philosophy is belong to the government system. And Lao Tzu government system. And legal school, the same government system. And the king is government itself. But Zhuangzi, non-government. Now I want to tell another non-government philosophy. It is Buddhist philosophy. Zhuangzi wants personal freedom. Buddha wants eternal life. That's because Buddhist philosophy has some different understanding about the world. Buddhist philosophy, they suggest that life after death. Life is immortal. And the theory about life circle. Causal relationship. This is Buddhist philosophy. Their understanding about the world is not only the experience world. It's not only this world, still the other world. And people, as a human beings, alive, is just a moment of your long-term life. At this period of time, at this moment, you learn to purify your soul. But you could probably make your soul even dirtier than before. So you want to purify it or not, it's your freedom. Depend on yourself. So Buddhists just tell us that any role in this lifetime is not eternal things. It's just a moment, a temporal. It's just a moment. You won't last it forever. So you should play any role with a heart of, it's just a procedure. During this procedure, what could you learn? What could you get? And what will you lose? If you purify your mind, you will become wisdom, more wisdom. Okay, the concept of you feel you're in trouble, or you feel you are very wise. Uh, you can tell me that. When a person is a wise person, will he still worry about something? If you are worried about something, will you think that you are a wise person? I ask you this question is that the Buddhist philosophy thinks that they are the most wise philosophical system. The Buddha is awakened forever and ever. He knows everything. So he will have no worry anymore. So if a person worry about something, then I think this person cannot say himself is a wise person. A wise person, he never worry about anything. Worry about his money, worry about his position, worry about his health, worry about his relationship, worry about his handsome or not. If a person worrying about those kind of things, is not a wise person. A Buddha is awakened for anything. So he's the ultimate wisdom himself. Never wisdom anymore. He's the most wisdom one, the one. So when a Buddha run for this, actually in Buddhist philosophical system, it should through life and life. Many times of life. So there is a life circle at any particular human beings during all those periods of life. They learn to purify his mind, to withdraw the worry, and any kind of worry based on your desire. If you have no desire, then you will not worry about anything, because nothing could be lost. Just because you have desire, you want something, but anything belongs to a whole world, belongs to everybody, belongs to the condition around your life. The condition around your life changed any moment, every moment, any second. Change, keeping change and change. You can control it. Since you can control the condition, you can control the environment. So if you have any desire to lose it, is the destination. You must will lose it. When you lose it, you still want to keep it, you will worry about it. A Buddha, a person awakened, never has any kind of worry. He is wise. He don't worry anything because he doesn't want to take anything. He has no desire anymore. People train himself, cultivate himself without any desire. Do you think it is possible? It's really a difficult thing. So to practice Buddha's wisdom is more difficult than to become a Confucian's gentleman. And to become a Lao Tzu's kind of wise person is also difficult than to become a hero, a good local officer. So this shows that Buddhist philosophy has different concerns. They concern the truth of life, where the life came from, and where the life go to. So if you are considering the things in the situation of government, of society, then you won't pay attention to the life before your birth and life after your death. Confucius doesn't talk about this. Buddhists talk about this. So I say they concern different things. Buddhist philosophy is non-governmental system. It goes to the problem of human life before your birth, after your death. And he gives the theory about immortal life, about the life circle, the causal relationship theory. So when can people start to learn Buddhist philosophy? Always need to a kind of mind. This mind stage here has already all the experience about the human life. To be a student, to be a new coming of a company, has already been a low-level officer, or has already got experience of a high-level officer, or even become a boss. All those roles he had already played. He probably satisfied about his life, or maybe still not satisfied about his life. He wants to ask the question about the fate. Why his life is this kind of life? So you want to ask the question about fate. And now he start to think about after his death. If there is still consciousness after he is dead, he knows that maybe 20 years, 30 years, he will die. So only when people at this moment, he can have a kind of feeling, a kind of situation. He himself sincerely asking this kind of question. Then, at this moment, Buddhist philosophy can come into his mind. He will be possible to receive this kind of word into his mind. Otherwise, people are not very easy to accept Buddhist philosophy when he's still very young, when he still has very big power, many authority in his hand. What things he concerned is the affair of this world. But what things Buddhist philosophy concern is not affair of this world. Because in their worldview, there are still other worlds. And there is still life after death. Of course, they are human beings and they are alive. But the way they play their role, of course, will different than the other people. Or any other school, any other philosophical school who concern only about the affair of this world. This is Buddhist philosophy. Pursue an internal life. Okay, now I had finished my 6th level rower theory, and 6th level 6th philosophical school based on the 6th level social role, because they have different social role, so they will have different understanding about human life when they suggest different idea of their philosophy, become different philosophical school. This is my theory. After I have introduced this, then I can go on to tell my theory about how to reconstruct a critical philosophy or life philosophy, this kind of Chinese philosophical system, how to construct it. I mean that Confucian and Taoism and Buddhism always give us many interesting understanding or many good wisdom. There are some doctrine. Actually, they are all true. And they are all very useful. And they do could save our life. They do could make us have a better life or even the best life. But the first thing is that their thinking, that their idea become a philosophical system, being seriously constructed as a theoretical system. Okay, so I want to go back to the first part of today's lecture. It is to make it systematic. So I want to suggest 4 basic philosophical problems. Based on these 4 basic philosophical problems, all the Chinese philosophical school, all their saying are okay. Okay, you seem to ask me 3 questions, but I missed the second question, your second. But anyway, I will answer the first and the third. Then, if you think I didn't answer your second question, you just ask me again. I chose this 6th school, but of course, in the traditional Chinese philosophy, 先秦诸子百家, still lots of another school. It's okay. First, what I study is this fundamental basic philosophical problem. But the third important thing is I want to discuss how those schools could be applied to our daily life. If we take a look at our daily life, then we are going to management our daily life. So I find that I Ching is a very good philosophical system about the management of humans' daily life. And it gives us 64 subjects, 64 events about our daily life. And he divides everything in our daily life for 6 levels or 6 procedures to introduce it. And when I understand about this, I think I can uh, make it to combine it with the traditional Chinese philosophical school. So I just chose 6 schools, just very directly to fit these 6 different levels. And I think with this model, I can make these 6 schools or these 6 philosophical systems being understood more clearly. It's just for usage. It's just for the convenience of understand the theory based on this the 6 philosophical theory. Maybe, of course, we can still discuss still other uh, philosophy philosophical school like 兵家, 农家, 名家. We can discuss it. But now I just want to choose 6 philosophical system to fit the 6 level model from I Ching.
Okay, I mean that we don't know that 6 level of teaching. So can you give a little bit of that inside the teaching so we can understand more easily and do something?
Yeah, I think
We don't
no, no.
talk about that teaching, that 6 kind of level and what kind of level is that. You guys can compare, but we don't know what
Okay.
you compare when you teach.
Yeah, maybe I can do it again, but actually I had done it at first at this lecture because I didn't late. Sorry, I forget your the third question.
And is there a concept of like Buddhism in Chile?
Yes.
Yeah, is there that kind of concept of Buddhism? Buddhism from China is very late.
So how can I compare Buddhism to I Ching?
Yeah, why you didn't choose the
Okay.
ancient Chinese philosophy? This different from Chile.
I am not trying to use these 6 philosophical systems to make I Ching's philosophy as a true philosophy. I didn't want to use this school to verify I Ching. I just use I Ching as model, help us to understand these 6 philosophical systems. So Buddhism is not for the purpose to prove I Ching, but I Ching's model help us to understand the position of Buddhist philosophy. Every word at the 6th level in I Ching, he always say goodbye to his society. He always have not innate connection to the society. He just play his own role. People are not need him very much, but maybe he's still concerned about the people. But if he misplay his role, people will feel angry because he seems to disturb their authority system. So he better to leave the authority away. But he could still concern people, but with his own resource, never use the government resource, because government resource are controlled by the king, by the high-level officers, and so on. So if he played this kind of role well, then he could have a good connection with this society. He never want any benefit, any money, any position of the society. It's just like a monk, a Buddhist monk. He go out the society structure, even leave his home. He's alone. Or of course he jump into another group. But they are all monk. This monk cannot rule the country. Anything they have, or by what they are doing, or by people give to them. If people don't give anything to them, they cannot force any person to give money to them. So they live the life by themselves, but they concern the people. They give their doctrine, they give their teaching, they give their wisdom to all the people. So I say this kind of philosophy is non-government system, but they still concern the world. But anyway, Buddhist philosophy concern the internal life. It's the real important part of their philosophy, not this world. But through help the people at this world, then they can run for their eternal life. So I'm not going to say that Buddhist philosophy belongs to I Ching. I just use I Ching's model, because Chinese person are very well known the I Ching, it's easy to make people understand this six level model at I Ching. Then use this model to tell people that a Buddhist monk is not a king, is not a high level officer, and even not a local level officer. And of course, he's not a common people. Belongs to maybe they are a kind of stage. They they can they can live their own life by themselves. They don't need your help, but they can help you. Only when you find do you need him or not. Third level. Or benefit. Okay. Thank you. Anyway, you're concerned about this. I'm not really talking about Zhuangzi's philosophy. I'm talking about um, uh, but I'm talking about Zhuangzi's philosophy. But I want to say that this kind of philosophy based on the kind of person. He doesn't care his role in the society, in the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy give him money or give him reputation. He doesn't need it. Have it or have not it, it doesn't matter with himself. So he just live with his personal mind, with his own will. He live for himself. When I say money, it's just because I still use the I Ching's model. This six level model help people to know we are in the different position with each other, and each level, each position has a kind of philosophy. When you are at the third level, you are not a local officer, you are not even high level officer. You just yourself. But you are not common people. Any common people live their life based on the people upper than the second level. So the people upper than the second level seems a leader group. We should, or this group should take about the first level common people. So you should give them work, then they can earn money to have their life. They should rely on others. But like Zhuangzi, this kind of person, at a certain level, they don't need to rely on any group, on any government, on any company, just with their personal skill, because they are all genius. They are all very smart, and he with knowledge, or he himself is an artist, a musician, a poet, a writer, a philosopher, or a person with practice martial very skillful, or he can do the meditation. Those things make him could live his life easy. At this part, I say, for the money, it's not very difficult for him to get money, to earn his money, to have his life. So he organized his life easily. But of course, the local level officer can have a salary. He can have his life. The high level officer, his salary is even much than the local officers. He got much more money. So his life is okay, no problem. But even his life is very well, he still wants much more money, much more power, even more greedy. So he always fight with each other. So Laos tells us at that stage, at that level, we should restrict our will. We should not be selfish anymore. We should do the good things for the people. So we just give the things to others. Then we can stay at that position and do the things well. So this is a Lao's philosophy. But at the third level philosophy, Zhuangzi, he doesn't concern about how does society operate well or not. This is not what he's concerned. So his philosophy is a kind of non-government philosophy, non-government system. Those kind of person should take care of his life well. Then he can have this kind of life. Then he will develop this kind of philosophy. But this kind of philosophy, if, if our society has only this kind of philosophy, then no one will be the officer. Then no one will help us to organize a good society. So it's not enough. If there's only this kind of philosophy, it's not enough. Fortunately, there still have Confucian's philosophy. There still have Lao's philosophy. There's still legal school philosophy. So, okay, you can have Zhuang philosophy by yourself. And I want to say that at modern society, uh, people are very easy to have life, easy to get money, and we are rich, much more rich than before. I think in today's society, we need Zhuang's philosophy much more than before because we need freedom. Sometimes social control is too heavy. The pressure of social control is too heavy. The society will not be destroyed, but control is too heavy. At this moment, some people should find his own freedom, find his mind peaceful. So they need Zhuang's philosophy much more than before. But you want to take Zhuang's philosophy, there is condition. This condition is you should make your life settle down. And you cannot rely on others, on groups. So at this concern, I talk about money. I'm not, of course, Zhuang doesn't need too much money. But this kind of person, like a genius, actually they can earn lots of money. Okay, I think it's 10 o'clock. We need to take a break for maybe 10 minutes. Thank you.